and welcome to a new episode of Cultural Magazine, where we bring you the latest cultural events taking place around the nation. Stay tuned for what's happening in this episode.
Within the framework of the activities adopted by the National Museum of Egyptian Civilization to highlight the heritage of the country's governorates, the museum recently organized an event on the heritage of Giza in cooperation with the governorate and a group of artists and craftsmen from the villages in the governorate. CEO of the Museum Authority, Dr. Ahmed Ghunaim, explained that this event came within the framework of the initiative adopted by the museum to organize a number of cultural events to promote the cultural heritage of the different Egyptian governorates, noting that this event is the 7th organized by the museum in this context. The museum is keen to organize and involve various society groups in the event so as to introduce them to Egypt's history and civilization, as well as highlight the rich cultural heritage of the various governorates and also spread cultural, tourism, and archaeological awareness among all segments of society. Heritage and Cultural Communication Specialist Nancy Ammar said that the event included a group of artistic workshops, including the craft of clothing industry in Kardasa, the design of environmentally friendly products from the Halfa plant, the manufacture of artistic pieces of glass, and carpets on handlooms presented by the artist of the Haranea region in Giza, the Khayyamiyya craft as well. Also presented at the event were designs of natural leather, copper and silver accessories, paintings and hieroglyphic writings, in addition to a live display of artifacts and the most famous agricultural products that the governorate is famous for. The exhibition also includes volumes telling the history of the governorate, which received a great turnout from foreign visitors and tourists to learn about the Egyptian heritage. Heritage and Cultural Communication Specialist Manar Hassan added that on the sidelines of the event, a number of temporary exhibitions were organized, including a photography exhibition and a plastic arts exhibition as well, inspired by the heritage of Giza and its archaeology. The exhibitions were presented by the organizers of the Dahshur Today initiative and the artist Said Ismail. This came in addition to a distinguished artistic performance of the heritage folklore in the governorate, presented by the Tanura Heritage Troupe.
Opera House is a cultural hub that brings in all forms of arts together so the Egyptian public can enjoy it and learn more about these art forms. Let's find out more about what the Cairo Opera House has in store for us.
The Cairo Opera House celebrated the new Hijri year with a huge concert that gathered strong voices praising Prophet Muhammad, may peace be upon him, under the supervision and leadership of the Maestro Dr. Ali Abdel Salam, directed by Mahdi Sayed.
والأرض كانت تراب صبح التراب حنة الورد كان شوف نور في بساتنا والأرض كانت تراب صبح التراب حنة حتى الحمام كان يروح لأجل النبي غنى.
والله غني طبعا لأستاذنا ومولانا يعني الشيخ محمد الكحلاوي، مدد يا نبي، وهغني أغنية بتاعتي صلوا على حضرته، أغنية برضو بتاعتي تاني.
I'm going to perform a song for Sheikh Muhammad Kahlawi, Madad Ya Nabi, followed by 2 songs of my own, Ashtaqu Ya Allah and Sallu ala Hadratihi. After that, I'll perform another song with 2 strong voices, Ahmad Al-Amari and Mahmoud Hilal, which is called Hayyu Rabib Al-Ula, where each of us is going to improvise on stage, and I hope it will gain the appreciation of the audience. We did a lot of rehearsals to be ready for this big concert. For sure, with a lot of practicing and rehearsaling, you will definitely end up with a solid performance. Praising Prophet Muhammad, may peace be upon him, is a beautiful ritual which needs a lot of focus with the lyrics that opens the horizon for feelings that easily allows you to reach a spiritual state. The concert presented some of the most famous works that praised Prophet Muhammad, may peace be upon him, accompanied by strong voices including Ayat Farouk, Ahmad Hassan, Amira Ahmad, Mustafa Nagdi, Mahmoud Hilal and Wael Fashni, singing Ar-Rida wa Noor, Ya Rabbi Karamak, Al-Nabi, La ilaha illallah, Tala al-Badru, Al-Misku Fah, Ya Muhammad and many others, which gained the appreciation of the audience.
أنشدت في مدحه أحلى أناشيد أنشدت في مدحه
شرفني ان انا اكون مشترك في الحفله الكبيره دي. طبعا الشيخ سيد نقشبندي، احنا حضرنا باعمال الشيخ سيد نقشبندي الجميله.
I'm so honored to participate in this big celebration, singing some works for Sheikh Naqshbandi like the song Mawlay, which I'm so happy that it gained the appreciation of the audience. A lot of rehearsals were done under the supervision of our maestro Dr. Ali Abdel Salam for 2 weeks straight, and also with Mr. Mustafa Nagdi helping the choir to rehearse all the songs and the lyrics. We did successfully choose a decent program as we were so keen to choose the best songs praising Prophet Muhammad, may peace be upon him, and to suit this religious celebration. This celebration marks the new Hijri year praising Prophet Muhammad, may peace be upon him, through strong voices and religious chanting, which gained the appreciation of the audience. Shuruq Bikir, Cultural Magazine.
The Egyptian heritage is very rich and full when it comes to the culture. We like to enjoy it and we like to show it to the world. Let's find out more about the Egyptian heritage and what it has to offer.
Astonishing news from East Germany, where the East German authorities have said, in essence, that the Berlin Wall doesn't mean anything anymore.
That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
أبناء شعب الإمارات وأبناء الأمة العربية والإسلامية يصل مسبار الأمل لكوكب المريخ.
According to a new United Nations report, the devastating impacts of human-caused climate change are happening now.
Today's IPCC report is a necklace of human suffering and the deadly enactment of fight climate change.
We're forward warning that time may be running out to address the threats of global warming. Let's take a look behind the numbers. COP27 has begun in Egypt with more than 40,000 participants registered for the talks focused on the commitments of nations to combat climate change agreed to in the 2015 Paris Climate Agreement.
Noor Wal Amal Orchestra presented a concert at the National Museum of Egyptian Civilization under the supervision of Dr. Amal Fikri, the director of the Noor Wal Amal Institute, and the conductor of the orchestra, Dr. Tamer Fahmi.
Trying in this museum all the time to preserve the heritage of Egypt, and this includes different types of heritage and different types of arts. So among the most famous is the Noor Wal Amal, or as in English it's the Light and Hope Chamber Orchestra, and it's our honor to have them here playing. They are a chamber orchestra, traveled all over the world. They performed in more than 26 countries, and this is the fourth generation of actually those lovely girls. So we thought of having them as an honor, and they're, as you've seen, they're performing different types of music, whether Egyptian or international. We try to do different types of things that actually show the heritage of Egypt. We have a number of programs dealing with embassies, so we try to get as well the culture of other countries through their embassies in conjunction with the Egyptian culture. We have a number of initiatives. One is called Tablayat Masr, where we're trying to show the heritage of food in Egypt. Another one is called different type of governorates, where we bring a governorate together with traditions, with customs, with food, with music and everything, and they perform one day in the museum. We actually have a number of other activities that serve our children, trying to teach them in a different way, different types of culture, different types of ethics in a different way, in order to make sure that they are attached to Egypt and the beautiful norms that we have in this country. We're actually acting as an ambassador to Egypt for foreigners, and ambassador to Egypt for Egyptians, in fact. And hence, as our motto says, we're more than just a museum, and anything that preserves the heritage of Egypt, we'll try to do it.
The concert was attended by diplomats and public figures enjoying a collection of famous classical pieces and oriental ones in a very professional level, which gained the appreciation of the audience.
Well, first of all, it was a fantastic evening. As we heard, this orchestra has been around the world, including in Vienna, playing at the town hall in Vienna, and I think it was also the performance tonight. For me, as an Austrian, and for my Greek wife, it was fantastic to hear Strauss and also Zorba, and many of the wonderful Egyptian Lebanese songs. But I think my warmest congratulations goes to the women who were performing and playing and singing. So I think it's really a fantastic group of people who love music and who love to bring together people and enjoy the music. I think together with the Egyptian government we do a lot of work on women empowerment, having women have access to financial resources to run their businesses, to contribute to their families, to society at large. So it is with women, but also with young people. I think there's a huge potential here that we try to really make use of together with our partners here in Egypt. And we will continue doing this. We are now entering phase 2 of the renovation of the Maradani Mosque in Dar el Ahmar. We have finished the phase 1 last year, and now we're working with the Aga Khan Foundation to renovate the courtyard and the outer wall of the mosque, and we will see what comes next.
The girls performed outside the premises of the association was in 71, and it was luckily they performed in the best theater in Cairo at that time, Cairo Opera House, the old Cairo Opera House. At that time, we did not know that they will see the world and perform abroad, of course. The girls traveled 32 times abroad. They visited 5 continents and performed in 27 cities. They also performed their music and with great appreciation from the audience 60 times in capitals and towns around the world. They are really unique in the world because they are the only orchestra that plays classical music without seeing the notes because of their blindness and without following the instructions of the maestro. So they are really something very unique. In Austria, the people said they were the 4th pyramid on the Giza Plateau. All over the world, many people who assisted their performances said they are a human miracle. We really are very proud that we have in Egypt such an orchestra, and they are really working very hard to be like everybody else, and they are fighting all the time to be at the top. Now we started with 15 girls as musicians. Now we have more than 100 musicians, and we are teaching 20 others to become performers. They performed at the UNESCO in Paris on the occasion of the anniversary of Louis Braille. And they also visited the hometown of Louis Braille in Couvray near Paris, and they gave there a very lovely performance. As I said, they traveled 32 times around the world. They visited 5 continents and 27 cities. They are really unique, as they are the only orchestra that performs without seeing the notes and without seeing the instructions of the maestro.
The Noor Wal Amal Orchestra was founded in 1961 when President of the Egyptian Academy of Arts and former Dean of the Cairo Conservatory, Dr. Samha Al-Khouli, put forward the idea of creating an orchestra of visually impaired girls to learn classical music, reading musical notes through the Braille writing system. Noor Wal Amal performed concerts in more than 28 countries around the world, including Germany, France, China, and many Arab and Asian countries. Over the past decades, El Amal Wan Noor have been a shining light of Egypt's musical firmament, with hundreds of concerts and dozens of tours across the globe, winning the heart of the audiences, while the international media describes them as the 4th Pyramid of Giza and a human miracle. Shuruq Bikir, Cultural Magazine.
This brings us to the end of this episode of Cultural Magazine. Hope you enjoyed it, and stay tuned for more here on Nile TV.